2, 2, 2, 2, 2,
5,
2. Welcome to 2. Welcome back to
1011.
Fate Solar Shadow, Campaign 2, Session 79. And I have nothing to say that's even remotely clever, so my brain's telling me to just keep talking in the intro until something funny comes out, but nothing funny's coming out. So, hi!
You did it.
Hi.
I'm gonna roll my dice, and I'm gonna see who's gonna give us a recap. Alright, so, Izzy, what happened last time?
Okay.
The perfect person to recap last game.
God damn it. Shut up! Damn it, you're wasting my time. And then pretty much everybody banged.
And you gotta fucking speed over that banging part? Yeah,
Yeah, because I want to talk about how my sister banged her boyfriend.
No, go into great detail about that.
And
It's graphic detail.
that is
Yeah, other people bang.
You ever seen the movie Shaft?
Well, here's mine.
Yep. Hey, you're up weirdly early, but then again, I'm also up weirdly early. So, hey.
Good morning to you too.
I was coming to your room to talk to you about a thing.
I think we can both agree that yesterday was a night of victory for all of us. Am I right?
I don't get what you're saying.
Let me see your room.
I don't understand. I wanted to have a kind of private conversation with you, and anybody could just bump into anybody in the hall, like what just happened. So,
Let me see your room.
I could ask Sterling to leave.
Girl! What?
I know. Can you keep quiet? He's still
No!
just trying to keep her quiet. Hands up, like please, not loudly. Just come on, be cool, dude. Yes, I did. I thought, why the fuck not? We nearly died yesterday. I was stunned all fucking day.
That's totally fair. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Meanwhile, somewhere with an actual conversation.
I want to have an actual conversation, I swear!
Get to it.
I'm crying! She's being all defensive about her sex!
You're being fucking muppets.
You know, there was a whole thing with you and my brother. That whole thing was going on. And we were like, yeah, we got kind of mad at each other and stuff. Yeah, that whole thing. And you kept saying that you were a bad person. And I'm just, I don't think that you are. Because I don't think that a bad person would have helped David the way that you helped him. And I really appreciate that. And that's it. I'm done. So to summarize the conversation, I think you're a good person, but you're also a bad girl, Diane. Aw, shit. And then she leaves.
Boof. Bah.
Haha! Haha! Yes!
That's
I
done.
fucking hate it.
We got this wonderful.
Yes! It's the boy!
I hate it so much.
Good boy.
Smile! Look at him fucking smile! He's great! I love him!
That was by Runaway Tourist on Twitter. There's more of these coming.
We're hoping to try to teleport to I almost said Barovia.
Not again!
No!
But Eric and I had this joke last night. We were talking about if Yormir suddenly found Quantavius on his own, but has no idea who anyone is, so he like beats up Quantavius, grabs him, holds him up by the neck, and he's just like, "Where's Quantavius? Where's your leader?" Takes
Cast Zone of Truth on him.
Where's
Yeah, where's our girl at? Where's Suzume at?
She's in the room.
Cool.
Good talk. It's absurd that you were able to prevent me from finding you for so long. But I'm glad that I finally did bump into you. What is that place?
That was I don't know what it was, really.
Den of mind flayers.
Yeah, Den of Mind.
There you go.
She like puts her
Is that what
hand
those
up.
things are called?
She puts
terrifying.
her hand up to her head and just does this like vague like casting away motion with her hand. Goes over my head. In any case, I've been trying to contact all of the masters to give you a general idea of what's happening, since you're going to have to take some action of your own if you want to get a wish. Are all of you planning on heading to the Grail?
That was the plan.
Yeah. Kind of look at everybody. Yeah?
Have you figured out what's going on? She motions over towards the blizzard. Sorry for my strange appearance, by the way. I, normally try to appear as human as I can, but finding you guys, I couldn't tell where you were until just now.
Appearing human?
I'll explain that in a minute. Do you understand what's going on here?
Do you?
Wanna explain?
At this point, this is the entire reason that Twice asked me to help with the Grail War. The Grail is no longer on anybody's side, I'm afraid. Having absorbed the mana of as many servants as it has, it's gained some autonomy. It's trying to protect itself from the remaining servants. This entire ritual is set up to allow Type Luna to create a body for itself that can exist on Earth. I know that at least one of you is generally aware of that already. This process would go much faster if it had more mana. As such, Type Luna's instincts mixing with the Grail are causing the Grail to try to protect itself from anybody making a wish. Because if it can maintain the mana, it can shorten the process of being birthed from that moon from about 80 years to as little as 20. This snow, this is Type Luna trying to rip mana out of the environment, specifically trying to consume any servants that happen to be inside the blizzard.
Oh.
So if you're going to move through it, know that it's going to be slowly eating away at them. So I have to appear like this now. Frankly, I'm surprised that you two in particular, Ian and Isla, made it to the end. I didn't think you would. You were the first masters that were eliminated from the war.
Hey, fuck off!
So in a weird way, I guess I was completely right about you. And at the same time, you've completely destroyed my expectations. That's about as exciting as I could have asked for. Oh, right. She, like, claps her fingers. Twice wants to apologize to the lot of you.
Or does he?
He wanted to come and...
Isla's finding this so weird because nobody talks about Twice. So she's like, how in the fuck are you doing that?
He wanted to apparate, like, in the same way that I am to you right now. But unfortunately, he's already severed his connection with the Grail to avoid complications, so he's lost his ability to appear to masters this way. That's why I had to come. So, he sends his apologies that he couldn't see you to the end himself. The last part of my job is to warn you that the Grail itself has become your enemy. But since Twice and I both have a vested interest in the wish being made, I would request that you don't give up now. To those of you I haven't met previously, it's very nice to meet you. I am Maester Lee.
Hi.
I wish you all the best luck. I have one more person I must see to.
Tell him I hate him. Tell him I hate him.
Oh. Certainly. I'm not sure what you have against poor Fergus, but absolutely.
I'm so glad I hate so many people.
I don't know why you hate poor Fergus. He killed my servant. I hate him.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a blanket.
I will inform him that you do not care for him, young Miss McCracken.
Cool, thanks.
David, as you guys are moving forward, you do manage to get into the space you're going for, but only because, though you seem to get lost for a while, off in the distance, you see a figure walking away from the lot of you. A figure walking through the snow carrying a staff, a coat worn around his shoulders, that you catch very briefly, looking over his shoulder towards you guys, mostly obscured by the snow. Roll me an actual perception check.
I know who this might be.
Bow, 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 bow! Take an inspiration, David!
You're so gross.
Take an inspiration.
Yeah, take an inspiration. And you recognize it to be Elijah, the man that you know Spooky Grandpa's trying to hunt down. And appears to somehow be waiting for you guys out here, and as soon as he sees that he's caught your attention, he makes a motion with his head towards where he's going and walks off through the blizzard.
Guys, I think we should be going this way.
Why?
It's a hunch.
Oh, you liar! Oh, what are you doing?
All right, if you think it's best, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Sidebar. This is when David dies
All right.
because Isla found
I
out shit
trust
he lied to her
you.
again.
I
All
trust
right.
you implicitly, best friend David.
Oh.
3, 4.
Boy.
You guys travel for about 4 hours. You manage to shield yourself mostly from the cold during this particular leg of the journey, thanks to your survival checks. As you guys move toward, you guys move in this area, you end up more in the forest, you get out of the mountains. You can basically tell where you are. You can see the looming Santa Maria. It's incredibly hard to make out against the snow and the blizzard, but you can see it in the distance. It's almost a shadow looming up above the center of the valley from where you are. And you can see Gyorniko off in the distance as well.
So, it wasn't actually a hunch. I saw,
Okay.
I saw a man that I've seen before. Elijah, remember?
Not really, no.
Well, Spooky Grandpa.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. I've seen him before. I've met him.
Okay.
He actually helped us out. So.
Oh. So we're following a random guy who helped you out once?
I think he's helping us out.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird feeling I have. I know.
All right.
All right. I just wanted
okay.
to tell you because
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. Let's continue on.
Okay, cool. Mwah.
Ew.
He's just like, oh, we are the worst.
Yeah, right.
Don't kiss me. It's too cold. Too cold.
It's way too cold. It's too cold for that shit. Yep.
Suzume appears with her sword already drawn out, and very quickly and rather calmly, she's like, "We're all ready with insight."
There's someone here.
Is that you, Saber?
Silly Saber, what are you doing in there with all those tentacles?
Silly boy.
We're in danger. I'm kidding.
Yo, we're in so
As
much
you guys
danger
see
zone.
that this large tube that's been wrapped around this place is just hundreds upon thousands of feet of this thing coiled around the entirety of the Santa Maria.
Oh, I've seen this boy before.
Why? Why you like
Boom.
this fucking? Oh my god, it's huge!
It starts laughing and telling jokes.
I hate that. I fucking.
With each of its heads, it tells a different joke.
So guys, could you go ahead and
God.
go ahead and position yourselves however you want in that square?
We don't know if it has killing joke.
Fair, yeah.
Seems like
We don't
that-
know if it doesn't have stun abilities.
A boozle face comes out of his mouth like all those faces. A boozle face comes out and says a joke.
Oh my
You just hear a muffled and just slowly emerging on the end of one of the tentacles. I'm a worm! It is going to move through the lot of you. And as it does, it's going to make a crush attack on the lot of you. As this thing's moving, you guys see that as it's fighting around the Santa Maria, you see almost like a web of this thing's body curling around the entirety of this effectively mountain. It is massive. This is definitely the largest creature any of you have ever seen, just in terms of pure scale. It's going to go through all of you, and it's going to move. It's going to hit everybody but Diane. It attacks. It manages to hit Suzume, David, Isla, and Yormir.
We're the best ones. I'm kidding.
Damage to us.
Yeah. As it does, it hits, and you guys all take 25 damage. A couple of you absorb a lot of it. The only ones that it really breaks through seem to be... Did Isla not have temporary hit points?
She should have. What did?
Did she take damage?
Oh, the
from
cold damage,
thing?
right.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, so you guys take that crushing
I
damage.
still have temporary hit points.
That's 2 of its legendary actions as it does that. So that's the end of that turn. It's resistant to most energy. Fire and lightning and the blizzard aren't going to do much to it. Don't try to poison it. And then...
Oh, that's my plan out the fucking window. Great. Thanks, Susie.
But what about necrotic, Suzume?
So, Logan,
yeah, I'm Logan.
I know Strahd is over, but how would you like to be hasted?
No.
But yes, I'd love to be hasted. When am I ever going to say no to that?
I'm a haste Suzume.
One sec.
Ugh. Why?
Fucking murdering friend.
That's seriously lately one of my favorite things to do. Just fucking press the mic to my throat and just. All right, so you're hasting Suzume then?
Yeah, load a haste bullet into my gun and shoot her.
David, you sense an invisible creature come within range charging at Isla. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that you can do to prevent it. Isla, a thing's going to hit you.
Can I?
And it goes for an attack on you, and it hit with a 29.
It's like, Isla, and she's like,
Oh,
what?
jeez.
Turns away from it. God damn it!
Isla, you get slashed for 18 damage as this thing hits you. It is no longer...
Sorry.
You take 18 damage as it hits you. It comes out of invisibility. Again, you see one of these things. It goes for another attack on you. Hits you a second time. And you take another 15 points of damage.
All right. Well.
Let's see what Isla does.
Oh, she's not part of the plan.
Oh, yeah, she's not part of it. She's fucking laying on the ground out like, Ow! Ow! David, why didn't you warn me?
So it begins to move, and you see like its entire body begin to twist and gyrate. And it is going to, you guys feel the ground begin to shake under your feet and disturb, and again, snow gets kicked up. The powdery snow gets kicked up and forms this white Stephen King The Mist-esque mist.
Nice.
It is generating the effect of an earthquake spell, but not actually casting earthquake. Okay, so you two have to make a Constitution saving throw, and noting this is actually not a concentration check. This is a Constitution saving throw. It is distinctly written as different.
Oh.
So your normal advantage on concentration checks will not apply to this.
You're both pretty good,
You
though.
both succeed though, so you're good.
Oh, shit, hot damn.
Yeah.
You're still hasted, Susie.
You're good. It would have sucked if she wasn't. She was like, I can't wait to.
Oh,
No!
Everybody needs to make a dex save. This is versus being knocked prone. Bam. That's a lot of stuff. Diane, no!
Get out, Diane!
Oh,
word of
jeez.
God.
And then it is going to go ahead and it's going to attempt that stinger attack on Yormir. It misses.
Okay, cool.
It goes for the attack. The pincer hits the shield and starts trying to claw through it. Little bits of it, like the two ends of the pincer, break through it just slightly, and you see like little drips of acid coming off it that almost come into contact with you, but they don't manage to do any damage to you. It's gonna go underground.
Oh, bitch!
I don't like that.
And as it burrows, it fills the space underneath it back in again.
We did it, guys.
It ran away.
We solved the core get the feed blooded miasma puzzle.
So,
Hey, Ian.
Yes, sir.
Do I see him?
Boop.
Yeah, there he
Oh,
is.
hello, new friend.
What's up?
Hey, no!
does his butt have snow on it?
It does not.
Damn.
It comes out of its first attack will have advantage because it's coming out of invisibility. It goes for an attack on you, and it misses the first attack.
Hell
Its second attack will have disadvantage because of your blur. It goes for the attack, and that one hits. That's the one that hits. It hit that one.
Weird.
Nice.
It slashes you. It deals 17 damage. You succeed your concentration check. The twins are being assaulted by demons!
Ah,
Which
goodness.
one will you choose?
Choose,
Oh,
Spider-Man!
no. Attack the one that's attacking Isla real quick. Try and finish it off.
Oh, sure.
He chose
Oh.
correctly.
And then you shrank.
Oh, he's
Did you
gone.
drink
It's
that
all
one
part of the
deadly
plan.
potion?
You hit.
All right. I will. I'm gonna third level Eldritch Smite on this boy.
Cool. Story, but who's to tell the right from wrong? For God is down, I think we both agree. Look at that
Oh my god, shut
damage.
up.
And then I will bonus action Healing Light Isla.
Aw.
Oh, baby.
I know.
Keep it in your pants.
Never.
I don't know what to do.
You're
Get up.
fucking fine over there.
Hey,
Get up from being
Diane.
prone.
Diane.
Yeah. As you were saying,
It's not your turn, Diane.
Yeah, I know.
Roll me perception.
One of them
I'm-
bitches.
Just Diane.
Just Diane. Oh, nice. Take an inspiration.
Ah,
So, Diane, you notice off from the direction of the church, seemingly from what's up above you, you notice there's this light pinkish, like, glittering, almost star-like object up above the church, floating about 100 feet above it. From it, a series of these radiant pink bolts of energy come flying towards you guys. Is going
Ryder, remember our friendship.
Well, she doesn't know who the new guy is, but...
I have shield.
Yormir! As this flies towards you, it rebounds off your shield. I will note, as this rebounds off of your shield, it does not dissipate, like it doesn't disappear. This beam of pink energy hits your shield, deflects, and then starts seemingly bouncing around the area, making these streaks of pink light as it begins to move around.
Whoa, what the fuck's happening?
It's okay, Yormir. It's just my best friend.
He's lying. It's bad.
Not.
Diane, now it's your turn.
She's not your friend.
One of the pincer tendrils just erupts from the ground and is going to try to attack you, Diane.
Yeah, how about this?
Oh, jeez.
You're gonna hit.
Yes, it is. It's going to hit you, so you take 46 plus 9 poison damage immediately.
Oh.
And then I need you to make. Then I need you to make a. And now I need you to make a con save,
I'm bad at that.
which you fail. As it hits you, you feel it injecting you. Like you feel pincers enter your skin and injecting you with poison, and you take another 60-10 poison damage.
Oh, no.
Diane, no!
Oh, fuck, Diane.
Let's see.
real
What did you fail by? You failed by oh no.
Oh,
Is
Diane,
she poisoned?
you are paralyzed.
Yeah.
oh,
Poisoned
fuck.
and paralyzed.
Kidding me? You stunned her again?
I'm sorry! She's not stunned! She's paralyzed!
Even worse! Do you hate Diane? Is that
No!
what you're trying
But
to tell us?
Korgath does!
I mean,
It's just how the dice are being rolled. It's
Yormir, everything seems relatively silent except there's an earthquake.
He's gonna look around. He's gonna see Diane's twitching on the ground. And,
Well, I'm probably not twitching because I'm paralyzed.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He's gonna rush over. He's gonna touch her, and he's gonna cast Lesser Restoration.
oh, my.
I'm just because I
Going
was
to
a
touch
good
her
dragon
respectfully.
doesn't mean.
Going to touch her respectfully.
So, you can end one of the conditions on her. Do you want to end paralyzed? Or do you want to end...
Paralyzed.
Okay.
Is she paralyzed and poisoned?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I didn't know that. Boo,
Damn,
that's
I have
so
anti-poison.
shit. It's what he would want to do, so...
No,
he doesn't-
please don't paralyze me. I can deal with
Yeah,
being
that's the better call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can,
Get rid of that
I can keep
paralyzation.
giving
Being
damage.
able to move is better than, and have disadvantage on things is better than not being able to move.
Yeah,
Like,
so
wow,
yeah,
I feel better. I can't stand up though.
Yep, on your feet. We need you in this.
Okay. Oh God.
Are you feeling okay?
No.
Ian just
Isla!
looks at a hole through his chest like, yeah, me neither.
Isla, the ground is shaking. There's an earthquake. Also, I should have mentioned everything's difficult terrain, but I forgot, so I won't hold that against you guys. But just
But
from
I'm
this point
okay,
on,
right?
everything, the ground is all difficult terrain, FYI.
She has
what?
reactions.
I have reactions. I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine. Difficult terrain doesn't hold you back.
Hooray. Fucking, I don't know what to do. Fucking try to look for the big worm boy or fucking something. I don't know.
You could cast. You could cast. Do you have a mirror image?
Yes, I do.
You could cast that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Indeed.
There.
Big snake guy, there's so many islands you can
get
attack
the-
now.
Big
Yeah.
snake guy, look at all
It
of
just
these
comes up from
islands.
underneath her space and just eats all of them.
I'm like,
Damn it, it thought there was more food concentrated right there. Hey, Carrie, I'm not saying you should use it right now. I just want to remind you that you have
Yeah.
a Storm Giant strength potion, since you often forget. And a frost
You wanna
giant
use
strength
that?
potion. And a hill giant strength potion.
Do I want to use
my-
that?
Is it an action?
You just have
is it an
all
action
the
to
How are
drink
you
it?
going to use it?
I was
on-
gonna give them to people, but I didn't know which.
Using it
people
on
would
yourself is a
want
bonus
them.
action if you're doing it on yourself. Even Lancer could benefit from the Storm Giant Strength Potion.
Even Lances
want-
can benefit
I
from
wanted to give it to Lancer. I just didn't know when.
Sure, I want to fight communism, but how?
What are you saving them for?
My dad.
I only have 98 of them.
I only have 98 ethers.
They last an hour. All right, Lancer. She rushes over to you, hands you a potion, beckons that you drink it.
Chug, 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 chug.
So your
Okay.
strength is normally 24. We know that based off your stats, so I'm just going to adjust it to 29.
Storm giant. So that's.
Your 2 hits are now plus 16.
Ooh.
Welcome to
You're welcome.
Welcome to not missing. My boy Korgeth pops back up out of the ground, erupting from it.
Oh! Thank God I didn't move.
It is going to open several fissures in the ground. 1 second. I said eh.
Beep, 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 beep.
Hi, Yormir.
Oh, no!
Dragon
No, dragon boy.
You came
Alright.
just so you can fall.
I'm going to move everybody away. I'm gonna move everybody away from those. As they all erupt, Yormir buckles, his heavy armor dragging him down. He stumbles backwards. I need to roll one. I need to roll to see how deep this particular fissure is. 5. That fissure is 50 feet deep. Yormir, you're gonna take 5d6 damage. Yormir, you take 22 damage from the fall.
I like to think that it's his
I got
aura
an
that
idea,
allowed
don't
the
worry.
other two escape.
His aura let the others escape. Okay, now that that's done, you're down there. Now he's going to take his actual turn. He is going to look over towards the Lancy boy, and
Be like, I don't like you.
and he's
Fuck
gonna
you.
and he's gonna be all like, I can't help but notice you have magic on you that I don't particularly care for, and he is going to try to cast a spell magic on you.
Counterspell.
He
You
just-
were mad because you saw your best friend fall in a hole.
It's true. You are not taking anything away from me anymore.
All right, and the last thing that I need to do is need to target all of you, and roll for you guys against the miasma.
Bullshit, Logan. Goddamn.
Oh,
Yeah, there I go.
And
He's fucking dead.
3.
I'm gonna bonus action heal myself.
Good. Good.
good move.
What would we like Suzume to do? The
What
usual.
would we like Suzume to do?
Attack. I think attack corner.
Get the boy. Get the
Yeah.
big boy.
Get the big
Fuck
old
it up,
worm
fam.
boy.
If you want me to
Continue
use
getting that
overedge on any of these attacks, let me know. She goes for the first attack. She hits, does not critical. All right, so that's first attack. Goes for the second attack. That's it. It's still a hit. Take that, Korgeth. Concentrate. She goes for another attack on it. She got a critical. So she's going to use a 5th level spell slot. She's going to go overedge, and she's going to go damage.
Ooh.
And it's Earthquake ends. She's going to go for her second last attack. She goes for it. She gets another critical.
Get it, bitch.
Oh.
Come on.
Damage, and she goes for her haste attack. Gets another critical.
I love her
Nice.
fucking critical range.
Oh.
It's gross.
I love
Yeah.
that woman.
Poof.
She told me to shut up last night.
And it's dead.
Holy shit.
10 out of 10.
I love you.
She goes in.
So much, Susie.
She is going to go in to attack it. She uses overedge, cuts into it, attacks. As it goes to attempt to stop her from making any lasting attacks, it tries to crush her, bringing its entire body down on her, trying to consume her. Her demon appears over it, grasps it, and pushes it up as she goes for one final attack directly from inside of its like gaping maw. and she manages to sever it and leaves a very long line, long wound across the top of it that splits it open. It buckles somewhat, and then slams down on the ground. There's a huge upheaval of snow as all of the various parts of it that were raised up into the air around the entire Santa Maria hill, they all come crashing down, and for a second there's a greater earthquake than before, and then nothing. What a big blood stain.
We need to get moving.
Yormir's just like,
You got it.
Bye, Yormir.
See, I'm gonna go over to the hole and just like duck down. Mr. Yormir, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, I guess.
Of course he's okay. He's your man.
Damn right. All right, 1 sec. I got something for you. I'll pull a bottle out of my bag and I'll toss him a spider climb extract.
Ooh, that's way better than what I was gonna do.
there you go, Yormir. Spider climb.
Catch it.
I chug it, and what happens now?
Get out.
Fucking, I mean, I'm gonna get away from this hole. Like, jeez.
Where do you go?
Where do I go?
So the Santa Maria. Oh, that's not what I wanted. The Santa Maria is off that way.
What the fuck is it? Oh, all right.
That was me accidentally drawing a square.
Going this way.
Here. I'm gonna go here.
A second Korgoth pops up! That's what it was!
Swear to God!
He has many heads! So, is everybody ready for this?
No, but do it anyway.
Let him go ahead.
Here we go. Here goes Ryder. Alright.
Bye, guys.
Fuck me up, fam.
Fuck me up, fam.
Fuck me up, fam.
And... first one. Ian Diane Yormir Malaclips.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's all
we did
right.
it, baby!
Damage. She got the maximum again, as she does. She got 10 plus 10. That's the first one. Here comes the second one as you guys rush in between trees. As you guys are running, these things become more numerous. They are chopping down trees around you as you run. Like, the frequency of them is such that they're doing that much damage. Next one. Heckin', Diane, David, Yormir, Suzume, and Isla. David, you lose concentration.
What was I concentrating on?
Invisible.
Oh, I cast it again.
Third attack incoming.
I want to die.
You're all-
You will.
Ryder
You
will
might.
make it happen.
Well, yeah, here we go.
Wish just
Ryder will
might
make it
come true.
happen. I'm feeling it.
Diane, Suzume, Malaclips. Fourth time. None of them have hit Lancer so far, which, you know, not a huge shock.
That's good.
Boom! That one hit Lancer. That one hit...
No!
Poor Diane!
Diane!
Logan, this isn't
I
helping.
I
Logan,
hate
you
you.
hating Diane.
I don't hate
Diane,
him.
David, Lancer, Isla.
Is that supposed to say resist David?
No, what?
Why did I wrote resist David?
Can I have that? Can I have the resist David?
I'm gonna
Oh, you can't.
No one
Most
can.
resistant to himself.
add in damage to
Stubs his toe. He's like, I didn't feel that at all.
adding damage type David. Oh,
I want her to hit me more.
she has one left. Nobody else has any magic effects on her that she's trying to dispel. Target all non-allies. Last one coming at you. And boof! David and Isla! She doesn't approve.
What the fuck?
She doesn't approve. Real
Quick, jump in Diane's car.
Drive it into the church! You guys all got the map?
Yeah.
Look how spooky it looks compared to the usual one. It's all spooky.
Oh, this is where Spooky Grandpa lives.
So, Ryder is floating about 100 feet up, and there's already a like 15-foot incline. So Ryder's elevation from the base area, she's like there. She's gonna start off the round by actually using the last effect of Calva Felix. Let's see. Make one last attack against all of you.
Oh.
And only Diane.
Wow.
I'm gonna kill her.
Logan, this does not look good, man.
This is pretty sketch.
Piling on.
I hate Ryder so much. Logan, you're fine. Do what you need to, but I hate her so much.
As you guys come in, as you guys come within...
Could Lance use his reaction to use his Prana? I don't know if this counts as magic. If you could disrupt him with his Prana Burst Whirlwind.
I'll let you use that. So first of, what is the overall area for that? What does it affect?
30-foot whirlwind.
Okay. So I gotta address a different thing here. I'm gonna do that. I will allow it to affect it, but I'm just gonna let Diane resist the damage that's about to happen because it isn't magic, but it is like an upheaval of energy. So I'll go ahead and grant that. What you do is you dispel the invisibility on 2 more demons.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Those 3, they're all invisible, or they're all no longer invisible to anybody. As you
can see 2 more.
So Diane, this is gonna do half. I'd like you to know that Lancer, I think, just saved your life.
I know, and I'm shook. Aaron, I love you.
Yeah.
In other news, a woman in let me double check. A woman in Oregon is under arrest after police say she shared bean dip with coworkers with an extra ingredient, meth.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Fun.
They said there would only be some demons. They didn't say there'd be this many demons. The brochure said there would be some demons.
And he's gonna draw his revolver and he's gonna fucking end this thing.
Alrighty.
And... a beh.
That's a hit.
Oh.
A beh.
It's dead.
Yay!
I'm gonna turn to help my friend David.
Yay!
Second shot. But there.
That's a hit.
Yay!
I'll throw sneak attack on this one. A bit.
It's dead.
He just stealing son of a bitch.
That was mine. Also, thanks.
You hadn't even touched that one.
Not yet.
How was that kill stealing?
Goodbye. Jackie Boy is going to see Lancer. He is going to stop leaning, pull out his revolver.
It's
daytime, but super...
He's just been leaning.
He's been leaning, arms crossed against the remains of the wall, waiting for things to get this close.
God.
No, what a dick.
He's going to walk, take out his revolver. He's going to, like, put it against his head and give, like, a salute with it to Lancer, and he walks around the building behind part of the wall. He walks off behind it, and, I don't know, he's somewhere, he's, he's gone. He attacks Lancer, he criticals. So, he then, Lancer, attacks from behind you, walking out from the other side, appearing from what looks like a shadowy area. He fires a shot at you. He did not have advantage, because being invisible doesn't do anything against you. But he did crit, so, boom. You take 16 damage as a bullet of psychic energy collides with the back of you, Lancer. He does have Dispel Magic abilities because of his pseudo-servantness, so he's going to attempt to dispel your wings. He does not manage to dispel the wings. He then takes out a knife, his combat knife, and he rushes towards you, and he's going to go for another attack on you, Lancer. He misses that one, as he's going to go up that way. Ian!
Yeah, I'll take a shot at this.
One that's harassing Malaclips.
Indeed.
Ian,
Go for it.
Stop harassing
me.
Stop harassing my son.
You
Shoots Jean.
You shoot it, it takes 14 damage.
Ian, he's bullying me.
Those two are still invisible, but you can see them.
I'm gonna attack the 22 over there.
22. All right, just let me turn off his invisibility for a sec so it doesn't parse in. There you go. You're good to go.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
All right, you get him.
Sure.
You hit him.
Blast.
You blast him. He maintains concentration, but he takes the damage.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, there it goes.
That's pretty good.
That was upsettingly dramatic. Damage.
And also, I will telepathically talk to Lancer, like, what's going on over there?
I found Daddy.
Oh.
There.
Oh my god.
Ian, Isla, your dad's over there.
Just like freeze mid-stride, like,
Anything else
oh.
over there?
Oh, Diane's boyfriend's here too.
Ah, Diane, your boyfriend's over there too.
Oh, great.
So as you do this, as he like backs up from you, you see him take one of the vials that he clearly pre-prepared. It's this like glittering, almost rainbow liquid that looks less like liquid, more like energy that is obeying the physics of liquid. And he just looks to you as he takes a step back, takes the cork off it. Sorry. Now that you're here, I can't stick around. And he is going to drink it. And he is going to go ahead and roll 1d4, because he's casting Time Stop.
Oh shit.
Eventually, that's what you gotta do.
Oh.
And 4 turns.
Oh, man.
God damn it.
Alright.
I can't believe he just DO'd us.
Logan. No,
Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind.
I'm Logan.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna just make him invisible so you guys can't keep track of what I'm having him doing. Map! Sure would be terrible if he were to.
Probably.
Set up a cannon across the entranceway, so as soon as you stand in the doorway, he fires a cannon at you.
It just has a.
It just is moving, rolling a cannon over. He's like, fucking second turn, putting the cannonball in, putting the powder in. I really should have loaded this before they came here.
I had plenty of time, really.
He just sort of appears, takes out a potion, a multicolored one, cracks it in his hand, and moves it towards everyone. So he's prismatic spraying. He's prismatic spraying David, Ian, Isla, and Diane.
Oh, shit.
You can't counterspell it because it's being cast in the moment where there's no time.
Oh, right.
Alrighty, I'm gonna have to program that in real quick. Give me a moment while I program in your inevitable doom.
Thanks, Logan.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Isla, you are outright fine. Nothing happens to you.
Yay!
This
Thanks,
one's
Dad.
this one's for Ian. And this one is for David. Oh no!
You shut up! No! No!
I don't approve.
My dad, I love him!
Look at his time stop, so it's just this releasing an I don't.
What?
Oh, this is gonna hurt. So Diane, you're gonna be taking half of 10d6 lightning damage. Did the chat just clear? All my stuff's being weird. I can't move anything on my end.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Who's taking control?
We beat it!
Oh, Fantasy Grounds broke!
I finally asserted control over the moon cells.
See,
Default.
Fantasy Grounds new.
Damn it! The moment Quantavius takes action, the world breaks! Alright, half damage. Diane, half damage is coming at you. Boof. There we go. So, Diane, Suzume's gonna hit the ground.
Oh, no.
No.
I hate you, Quantavius. I hate you.
Yes, I'd assumed. So he's going to appear, he cracks this in his hand, multicolored light flashes out in a beam that strikes all of you differently. You just hear from the other side of it as it hits you. I'm going to have to ask none of you interfere with what happens over there. And then half damage is gonna come at Ian. You maintain concentration, you take 22 damage. And then here's the one that's really gonna hurt, because the 2 beams are hitting David. It was 10d6 fire and 10d6 cold. Hilarious. You take 34 damage. This would be a good time to give up. This doesn't have to end in violence. In fact, if you don't give up, I'm going to have to insist it doesn't end in violence.
It doesn't have to end in violence, but then you use violence against us.
Yes, well, I'm sure I can be forgiven for being contradictory on some level.
Why would you be forgiven for that?
Because I'm... Alright, let's play the semantic game, David. I'm going to kill you, and then I'll talk to my children.
Alright.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We're not gonna let any of that happen, Dad.
I don't think you have the ability to say anything about it. I would have preferred to not see either of you before the end.
I would have preferred for you to not try to kill almost everyone in the world, so...
You're very quiet.
Neither of us get what we want.
It's very hard to hear you.
I guess neither of us get what we want, Dad!
No. I'd like you to try to imagine it, Ian and Isla. I know it's hard to comprehend, and there's a very large moral burden to it, but you could have a world where you would be safe. You could have a world where nothing threatens you, and things beyond your control won't come to claim your lives.
Really think we care about that? Like, do you know us at all? Things have been threatening our lives for years, constantly. We're kinda used to that. That kind of isolation can't be all that fun.
Right, Dad?
I would think you would understand that.
I do. And that's exactly what I expected you to say. Which is why your mother and I didn't talk to you about it to begin with. I do know you. If I didn't, I may have asked for your opinion on the matter to begin with. Fine. I don't claim any moral high ground. I don't claim that this is the right thing to do, but it's what I want. You'll learn to accept it one way or another. Ryder! We have to force the issue! And that's his turn. Fittingly, her turn is next. I had hoped to do this whenever the Saber Servant also came to join the battle. Are you sure this is the right time? Yes. We can gain more allies in that fight now, anyways. She begins floating upwards, getting within everybody's ability to see her. She puts both of her hands up and, like, stretches back and, like, intertwines her arms above her head. And you see this very soft pink light build up, and this very large, complex series of symbols and, like, ancient, like, symbology appears behind her, tracing itself in the air out of pink and white light. Nothing stands above the tides of obsession. As she says that, these tendrils of pink light begin to appear basically everywhere around everybody in the area. They wind around and move around a lot of you. Everybody, you feel very calm. You feel very at peace around them. Ryder is Aphrodite, or Venus. As these symbols begin to trace themselves more, Quantavius begins to speak. Her type of gods were born through human worship. She's the embodiment of love. And what is love but an all-consuming parasite? This noble phantasm is the embodiment of my existence, as something that humans dreamed into existence when they thought of everything they held dear. Jealousy and obsession, desire and lust are the foundation for what I am, and any being that feels those things in any form might as well be my servant. That is my noble phantasm. Aphrodite Urania! You guys... things just seem to go white for you. You are no longer of your own mind. You will maintain control of your own characters. But everything that you do must be in service to Ryder, as of this point forward.
Good game, guys.
Yep.
Good game.
What a great way to end campaign. Yay!
Alright, let's go beat up Yormir.
There is...
No!
One, it doesn't really surprise me that a member of the church managed to resist that above all others. You should give up.
Yormir, surprise God.
You should give up, Paladin. The people in front of you are not your friends anymore.
Yormir slams Valleymaker into the ground. I understand the desire to make the world a better place for your kind, but you... And he raises Valleymaker and points it towards him. You, not your kind, are a blight on this world, and I will die to see your plan fail.
Your kind are the ones who hunted down and killed my family prior to this. I'm afraid there's nothing that you could say, Executor, that would lay onto these ears with any effect. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have to do this to begin with. But make no mistake. As I said, I claim no moral high ground.
Oh, you cut out.
Oh,
Fuck.
Well...
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
Sorry! I said that if it weren't for your kind, I wouldn't have had to do this to begin with. But make no mistake, I gave up on being human the moment I decided to do this. If I'm the enemy of mankind, that's fine. I would tear the world apart for my children. And I would ask nobody's forgiveness for doing so. Ian, Isla, please kill this paladin.
No.
I think you mean yes. You'll hear coming from over the bushes. Lancer! This is exactly what I was worried she would do!
You can't do anything about her from here.
I need your protection right now. I have a way to solve this.
Yeah. Let's gonna run and jump over the side of the wall.
As you
This is why
do.
you guys need an assassin.
Ryder will have taken her movement to move down. She appears to be moving towards where Quantavius is. I have a way to fix this, but if I do, your only option afterwards will be to pursue the Grail. There won't be a whole lot of time.
That's all I want. If you can do something, then do it.
She puts her hand out in front of her. She desummons her sword briefly. He'll figure out what I'm doing immediately. You need to protect me. Her eye begins to glow a very faint red. My work has defined who I am. Even my grave is a forge built from blood and dirt. You just seem to start mumbling to herself. Magical energy begins building up around her. No. Everyone. Ryder! Former allies, Ian, Isla, David, kill that servant!
It's you or the twins.
You don't have to kill them. I can fix this.
I won't. Yeah, I'm gonna attack Malaclips.
Go for it. That's a good hit. Roll yo damage. Malaclips, I will allow you to maintain control of yourself, but I want you to earnestly act in service of Ryder as much as you normally would. You do hear from up above, you hear Ryder. My possessions, kindly do what Quantavius says.
This bitch.
I technically suck, yeah! Kick my ass, Lancer! Feel free to roleplay the affectionate subservience you're currently feeling towards Ryder.
No. You're really asking for a lot.
To serve her to you is the most blissful thing you could imagine currently.
No.
Fuck me up, fam.
Go I'm here. I've longed to say this. Kick my ass, Lancer. Do it.
Fuck is up, fam?
Dormir, get some cover.
Oh yes, just as it was meant to be. My most loyal servant, David. Get them.
Of course, sir.
I suppose I will move up.
Yes, Dad.
I will.
Dad.
So we're already at this point then, are we? Attack that servant! I could. However, it seems like a much more ample time.
I knew it!
To put an end to this business.
I hate him. I hate him. Come at me. Fuck her up,
You
dude.
told you Jack could fuck up.
I told you. You're here in service to me. You'd be nothing without me. Do as I say, Jack. I apologize, but when you offered me this role, didn't you say that I was the master, Quantavius? I believe that I'll be prioritizing my own business. He is going to attack Diane.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Thanks for saving us, Diane.
Thanks, Diane.
Oh, he's got fucking sneak attack shit.
He's like a rogue. Yeah, I'm down.
He fires at you, fires through you. You are on the ground. That's one problem dealt with. Pity that you couldn't try to berate me. As you hit the ground, he steps on your chest and starts grinding his heel into you. Pity that you couldn't try to berate me in the end. I would have liked to hear you trying to scream against me. But things are as they have to be, aren't they, Diane? That is going to be...
I hate you, Jack.
As I'm going for some attacks on Suzume, can I say something to her?
What's that?
Something that Malaclips has been kind of holding in, so that she doesn't feel like,
You're an asshole!
so that she doesn't feel like she's leaving anything behind. I really like you, Suzume. I really, really do. And then he's gonna attack her.
Go for it.
First attack.
That's a hit. You do not benefit from any allies being near her.
So, damage.
You hit her. She maintains concentration. The massive damage you took from Lancer as you go to attack Suzume and you see her being hit. We're not gonna change what happened already in the turn, but as you're attacking her, you do find yourself coming to. You find yourself with that sword raised up. You bring the sword down on her one more time and it stops, and as it stops in the air, looking up, you see her demon formed behind her, its hand reaching down, grabbing the blade, stopping you from hitting her, and the sight of it snaps you to, breaking you out of Ryder's control.
Looks at Suzume, looks at the demons. They still think I'm on their side. Lancer can take care of those demons. He looks forward, he sees what's going on. Lets go of Yawara Kaite. He's just looking at Suzume, he's realizing what he's did. He's backing off. I still have an attack, right?
You used 2, I believe. You managed to break free from it. I suppose enough physical trauma is enough to snap one to their senses after all.
I will never forgive you.
I wasn't asking you to. Yo, Ian, do what your father told you.
Aren't I incapacitated?
Oh yes, you're incapacitated. Don't do what your father told you.
That's the first time ever.
Vibrate intensely. Diane, please make me a death save.
Diane! No, Diane!
That's 1 failure.
I'm gonna use recovery.
Oh yeah!
Recovery?
Yeah,
What?
I get 1 hit point back.
Oh, are you staring?
Yeah, you're using your fucking angelic seal. I totally.
Yeah! Fuck you!
You recover 1 hit point, and that does not take your action or anything. You're
I just like to imagine that Diane is just
Jack figures you're down.
by the likes of you.
Jack figures you're down, by the way. He's like not paying attention to you. He's just grinding his boot into you.
How do I say this? Disintegrate?
So he feels you like he feels you shifting around under his heel, and he looks down at you just in time to see you having pulled the violin up enough to cast Disintegrate.
Fuck you.
He failed.
What?
Well done.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You do 82 damage. You cast Disintegrate. You are obviously, having fallen unconscious, you are out of the effect, out of Ryder's effect.
I was hoping that would happen. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, baby.
As you... I forgot you had that. That wasn't even me just giving that to you. I forgot you had that that seal.
I was waiting.
As you blast to him, he reels back as you play a note on it, and his coat is incinerated by the blast as it just dissolves. He recoils back, trying to cover his face, having no idea what's assailing him. Why? You're supposed to be... But I...
You forget how stubborn I am.
Why won't you die?
Diane is my queen right now.
Slay queen.
Fucking slay queen. I think that's the best thing I've done as Diane at all this campaign.
God.
I'm
That
so
was
proud of
fucking
you.
amazing.
Like holy shit.
These gonna
Tell them to go away.
Fuck them. We don't care about them. Get out of here.
I have no discipline. My eyes no discernment. None ever tempered the fire within. And she looks back up. I rather liked you too, for what it's worth. Being treated the way that I was by all of you, I feel like I was doing something wrong. Like I was being more selfish than I was when I was alive. I don't know how you're going to remember me. She, the Oni that's holding the freezing sword in his hand that it had taken from you, you let go of, just flexes its hand and snaps the sword in half. But I
Fondly for the rest of my days, I swear.
I once more reach the end of my life. My blood-stained soil. My Jutetsu Infernal. As she does this, The area, the snow that surrounds the area and the mist begins to swirl and seems to slowly take the form of flower petals moving around. This is the last thing I'm able to do. Good luck going forward. Roll me clairvoyance.
You got it, man.
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Except for me, I'm amazing. Before this, I was like, yo, we ain't doing so hot on this, and then I rolled a 20.
I'm perfect. I did it perfect. Quantavius adjusts his collar, unbuttons the top button. Fine. Then we'll deal with this the violent way. As the swirling vortex of multicolored flower petals covers everything, I'm gonna move a bunch of you to a different map.
Suzume!
Lance, go take the grail. There's not much left that can stop you.
It's very insensitive right now, look.
I do not know what you're talking about. Those of you, so Ian, Isla, and Yormir, you guys find your senses coming too. This is gonna be a fucking blast from the blast, boys. A blast from the blast. A blast from the blast.
Gisa, help them!
You guys come to as the flower petals stop swirling. Isla, this is a noble phantasm called Jutetsu Infernal. It's an A-rank anti-group noble phantasm. Shoop-de-doop. Boof. You find yourself
Gisa, help them!
Fucking bastard!
You find yourself at the top of a plateau that seems to hang in the middle of the sky. And whenever you guys appear there, you see Suzume standing. The sword she normally has pierced into the ground in the middle. She reaches forward and she takes it and draws it out. This is the last thing that I'm capable of doing for you as your servant. Just like how Castor possessed a noble phantasm that represented his life's work. I also possess one. My life's work amounted to this place, where I took my own life. As long as you're here, you should share my tranquility skill. Ryder can't hurt you. Well, she can't affect your mind anyways. You guys see over on the other side Quantavius and Ryder, as well as many of the Oni. All the villains that have been visible have been drawn in. She takes the sword, aims it up at Ryder, who's still floating up above. You've been cut off from the outside world, so they should be free from your control as well. And they're free to take the Holy Grail. I'll do my part in killing you here. Quantavius steps forward. Is this the end that you'd imagined, Ian and Isla?
No. Can't say that it is. Really, honestly hoped we'd be able to talk you out of this.
I understand if you feel you need to kill me here. But even if you do, it's not going to put an end to this. I've already taken quite a bit of damage from your assassin friend.
Yeah, fuck off.
Dad, for once in your life, could you just be straight with us and tell us what you mean?
I had hoped that I wouldn't have to face either of you by the end. When I saw you at the party, enough was going on that I was able to ignore you entirely. Talking with you there was a formality. But I knew that if I spoke to you here, my resolve may be tested. So I chose not to see you here. Are you familiar with what a simulacrum is?
Are we?
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's on.
This is
Similar to like a homunculus.
Similar. The real Quantavius is at the Grail's core.
I fucking told you, Spencer! I knew it wasn't him! Oh, God damn it!
I still possess his mind, and for the most part, he is aware of some of what I'm doing. But I am a means for him to deal with you without having to face you. So let's put an end to this. Ryder, do what you have to. Outside! Outside, my boys.
Well...
Most of the Oni have disappeared.
One of him.
Am I still charmed?
No, everybody outside, you are freed from the effect.
She's not.
Thank God, I was gonna fucking murder both of them.
Right.
I know you were totally thinking about it. I felt it.
That's fine. So, what then? He Jack stumbles back. He looks incredibly hurt. So this is how it's going to happen then? You're going to have somebody else kill me, I suppose, Diane. You should be grateful to me. I gave you a life when you were nothing. I elevated you.
Are you kidding me? If it's really... Is that really living, if I'm living a lie?
What lie?
Assuming that you really cared about me at all?
I did, at the time. And what lie? You indulged in everything that I did. You prospered from the wealth that we stole and brought in. How can you say it was a lie and take the high ground now? How can you dare look down on me now?
Because I've grown from when I was with you.
He aims the revolver at you.
Oh, I'm raising my hand. I'm casting Feeble Mind on this fucker.
Oh, shit.
I am so over this.
Go ham.
Oh, what does it matter?
Let's see if this works.
He failed.
Oh no.
Oh shit! What?
I will not.
Later, spellcasting.
I will not be looked down upon by you or anyone else. Not Quantavius, not Ryder, not Twice, not anyone. I will take the Grail, and I will put myself above it!
Wow.
His eyes seem to glaze over as you use Feeble Mind on him. He drops the gun as you do that, and just seems to stare at you, his eyes vacant.
She's going to approach him and just pat at his head and say, when your world is rose-colored, all the warning signs just seem like signs. But this is over. You're through. I'm not letting you hurt anyone else. Just gonna look at everyone and go, so that Grail?
We don't have much time. Let's go.
I will say, Diane.
Fair.
He doesn't look like he's doing so good. You notice his clothes appear to be soaked through with blood from the wounds that he got earlier. If left here, he's probably on his last legs.
There's a lot of good in the world.
I know.
He's not one of them.
He starts returning relatively quickly.
Fuck,
okay,
fuck.
Prismatic spray. I'm sorry.
Why don't you power word kill him?
Oh, stop!
I've been holding off so much!
The amount that I haven't just been saying it!
I'm sorry! She's just gonna, like,
I will
point a finger at him and say goodbye, and that's the word that's probably gonna kill him.
This shimmering glow appears around him briefly. This very divine-looking light appears around him. Seems to slowly dissipate as if the effect is being lifted. Like, very calming pink and white mana sparkling away off of his body. You then see, like, from the tips of his fingers, he appears to start dissolving somewhat into shadow, similar as to when he teleports. I'm more than this. I don't want to fade away into being just some obscure footnote. He falls down to his knees. It wasn't.
You never would have been remembered in this war.
That's the trick to the story, kid. Doesn't matter who you are. Everyone becomes a footnote.
Head off to the rest of your merry men.
He continues to dissolve away, turning into the same shadow that his origin being unlocked allowed him to become. You see tears begin rolling down his eyes as he just locks them onto Diane, and Jack fades away. And the last thing you hear is just him croaking out, I'm supposed to be somebody.
Lancer, how bad you hurt?
Yeah, you hear coming out from the distance. Exactly how hurt are you?
You son of a bitch!
Stepping out from the snow, you see a figure carrying a large great sword, moving so distant at this point it's a shadow. Several of the Oni begin running towards it and attacking it. As they do, you see this thing's right arm appears to be glowing. There's energy glowing so brightly from it that is piercing through the fog surrounding the area. And you see him raise his hand up and go, "Why don't you all stand back and let me finish this? And next time I'll return the favor." And you just see all of the Oni in the area. A veritable army of them just appear. And when I say veritable army...
Oh no.
Let me show you what you guys were... Let me show you what you guys were effectively dealing with here.
Get ready for fucking Digimon finale levels, boys.
I mean, thanks, Saber, but also fuck you, Saber.
Saber steps out of the fog.
Watch out, Saber. Ryder's still up there.
I've been watching. I know what happened. Like I said, how hurt are you, Lancer?
Injured, if that's what you're asking. That's not gonna stop you from wanting a fight, is it, Fergus?
Hey. Warlock.
Yeah?
Why don't you heal up your servant so I can kill him? I'm very fortunate. If Orla hadn't left me with this thing, I would have been dead by now. Tell me. You gonna run away this time?
I can't afford to run away this time.
That spares me having to threaten destroying the Grail.
If you would, if you beat me, that would help. Well, I don't suppose you can make a wish without a master. And while I would prefer winning, I can't say I like the alternative of what happens if we lose here.
You see all of the demons heckin' moving forward, seemingly crowding around the area. I could do that. From what I understand from what that woman told me, the underground section of this place is attached to the Holy Grail ritual. So, if this entire structure were to be destroyed, then the Holy Grail would be destroyed as well. I don't got a wish. I don't care about it. So sure, using my noble phantasm again will kill me. But if you don't manage to do it, that seems like a pretty good way to go out. If I may ask, though, since I have your attention, King of the Distant Isles, why have you been avoiding me this entire war? From the moment I set my eyes on you, you seemed like the type to conquer. So why have you been running away?
My victory is not worth the chance of loss. And you are by far the most dangerous servant for me, barring perhaps Ryder.
And so that's why you ran?
Absolutely. Victory at any cost.
Ah. So it's true that you don't believe in the idea of honor in battle, huh? Waiting for something else to kill me seemed as viable to you as anything else.
Fighting itself is pointless. I'm hoping we can end this instantly.
I don't think you believe that. Can you tell me that when you look at me, the idea of squaring down with me and trying to take me down doesn't exhilarate you?
You get used to it on some level. I wouldn't say familiarity is something I would call enjoyment, but I understand what you're talking about.
Then let's fight on those terms. He takes his greatsword, flips it around, digs it into the ground. So heal up. Rest if you have to. I want to fight you at full strength. With what little time I have left.
David looks over to Jean and Diane. Come on, we need to go. We don't have a lot of time.
You understand, if I win, I'll be using my noble phantasm to destroy that entire facility.
Yeah, but she won't, so...
It's true.
Of course, go ahead. That's the best answer you could have given.
All right, we're gonna head into the basement. We're going to Aaron Yeager's basement.
The Oni step aside as you move through, seemingly compelled.
All right. This is it.
With you guys heading down there and everything set.
Don't you dare.
With Suzume and the twins inside, with Quantavius' simulacrum and Ryder outside, with Lancer about to face down against Saber with a onlooking army of Oni surrounding them, and you guys about to descend into the Grail's internal chambers. That's where we'll be ending this week, I think. So, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. We'll see YouTube next week.
Goodbye, bye, bye,
Goodbye.